everyone, today we will talk a little bit about the social theorist, and one of the founding figures of sociology, Max Weber. Now, before we start, does anyone know anything about Max Weber's views on social inequality?
Didn't he think that equality was actually the natural way of life?
Yes. But Weber embraced social inequality. He was a sociologist from the late 19th century and into the 20th century. This means he popped up after who?
He came up after Karl Marx, a social theorist that would also believe that social equality was natural.
You guys must have done your reading before class. Now, Karl Marx believed that social class was based on economics, and paid very close attention to class conflict. Weber agreed with Marx, but only to a certain extent. On page 19 of your textbook, you will see a section on Max Weber and his views as a social theorist. Here it talks about Weber's plan to, let's say, update Marx's social theory. You might ask why Weber felt the need to make changes to Marx's social theory. Weber lived many years after Marx thought up this idea and made a lot of observations. These observations led him to believe Marx's theory simply needed some sprucing up a bit. Max Weber viewed a person's social class as being defined by their life chances in a specific marketplace, which could only mean that there are multiple realms for power. Mary, would you happen to know how many realms Weber divided power into, and what each realm was?
What are we talking about?
All right, well, maybe you should try and pay attention then. Would anyone like to inform Mary on what we're talking about?
We're talking about Max Weber and how he only sort of agreed with Karl Marx. Weber believed that there were three divisions, or realms, for power.
Yes, thank you, Amber. Does anyone know what those three divisions of power are? Do you have a thought, Cody?
The three realms are social, political, and as Marx already came up with, economical.
Yes. You guys are doing awesome today. So, we have social, political, and economical realms. The social realm covers one's prestige. It is based on a person's respectability or status. Sort of like a popularity contest. And then there is political. The political, or legal realm was called a party by Weber. This isn't the party that you all are thinking of. A political party is a group of people with a goal of gaining power through legal authority. Lastly is the economical realm of Weber's. Marx spoke of economics in his theory as well. The economical realm covers social class. This gives one power through their own possessions, whether they be skills or personal investments. These three realms are not completely isolated from one another. According to Weber, they are constantly interacting with one another. But Weber still believed that they are each distinct from one another.
Professor, could a person have great power in one realm and not so great power in another?
Yes, Tom. And that is why Weber believed that the realms were each distinct, yet still interacting. For example, a police officer has high power in the legal realm, but that same police officer could be rather poor, and therefore have little power in the economical realm. Are there any questions before I touch on one more topic concerning Marx and Weber? Yes, Mary?
So Weber and Marx liked the idea of social inequality?
Well, no. They embraced the idea of inequality, but they both were radical antithesis, meaning they felt that equality was the natural way of living. Now, does anyone remember something I mentioned about Marx in the beginning of class? What was his main focus?
Marx focused on class conflict. But I thought we were talking about Weber.
And right you are, Cody. This is where Marx and Weber have completely different views. Their focus, as Cody said, Marx focused on class conflict. He had a theory that social change would lead to a classless society. On the other hand, Weber focused on social mobility. He was a theorist during the time that it was possible to move between classes. Weber stressed the idea of social closure.
What is social closure?
Social closure is another term for monopolization. You see, as people began to gain power, prestige, and privilege, they tried to close off access to their higher class from others. And this is a main difference between social theorists Marx and Weber. Marx felt the need to point out those mistreated by the upper class, whereas Weber wanted to point out those being excluded from entrance into the upper classes. That is all I have for today. Please have your reading done before next class. And remember, to Marx and Weber, social interaction is filled with conflict, social organization is built on conflict, and social change is the result of conflict. See you next week.